Okay guys, so we have finished till question 7 of exercise 4.3 in our previous videos. So we are continuing with the chapter of quadratic equations and we have to do question number 8. Okay, so the question number 8 says a train travels 360 kilometer at a uniform speed. If the speed had been 5 kilometer per hour more, it would have taken 1 hour less for the same journey. So distance is same. You have to find the speed of the train. Okay, let's move to the solution. So solution, I would just take my speed of the train as my variable because that has been asked. So let the speed of the train be x kilometer per hour. I'm taking the speed in kilometer per hour because they have already taken the other speed, right? 5 kilometer more in kilometer per hour. So I would take the same unit and I know my speed is equal to distance by time, but here I would need the time because they have compared the times 1 hour less, right? So I would take my time will be equal to distance by speed. Now distance is same for both the journeys, that is 360 kilometer. Okay, and now I know let this speed be s1. So second speed, like when we have 5 kilometer more, right? So x plus 5 kilometer per hour. Now I have to compare the time because as we increase the speed, time would be less, correct? It is inversely proportional, we can see. So I would say that time taken first time minus time taken the second time when the speed was increased, that is equal to 1 hour, correct? 1 hour. So now I can just substitute my values. So time taken, so distance by speed 1 minus distance by speed 2 because distance is same. So I can just write down as this. Okay, now distance is equal to 360 and my speed 1 was x minus 360 divided by x plus 5, that was my second speed, is equal to 1. Okay, now what I can do, I can take 360 common here and I would take the LCM. So LCM would be x plus 5 and here it would be minus x, and simultaneously I'll take my denominator to the other side, so that would be x into x plus 5 because that was the LCM, correct? Now let's move it. So this would be 360 and this would be x plus 5 minus x, and this x and x would get cancelled. This is x square plus 5x. Okay, so I get 360 into 5, 6, 30, 3 carry and 1800. Or I could use the other way. The shortcut way is to just half the number if you have to multiply by 10. So divide the number by 2 and add 1 0. So half of 360 is 180 and then I added 1 0 is equal to x square plus 5x. So now this is a quadratic equation. I can see I'll just put it in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. So this was equal to this. So x square plus 5x minus 1800 is equal to 0. So I can use any quadratic formula or I can use the factorization method. Anything would work, right? So now let's see. So my sum has to be plus 5 and my product has to be minus 1800. Okay guys, so I can easily figure out that my two numbers whose sum is this, and that would be equal to plus 45 and minus 40. So 45 into 4 is 180, correct? So sum is, so I have to keep 45 positive because I want my sum. Okay, let's move over ahead. So x square plus 45x minus 40x minus 1800 is equal to 0. This was my little bit of rough work. You can always do on the right hand side of your notebook. Now x is common here, so x plus 45 minus 40 is common, and x plus 45 is equal to 0. So these are my two factors, x minus 40 and x plus 45 for this equation. So therefore x would be equal to 40 or it is equal to minus 45. But we know that the speed can't be negative, so I can write down here. So as the speed cannot be negative, therefore the speed of the train, correct, speed of the train is equal to 40 kilometer per hour. That's what we assumed, right? So this is my answer. Okay guys, let's move to the next question. Next question, question number 9. So it says two water taps together can fill a tank in 9 3/8 hours. The tap of larger diameter takes 10 hours less than the smaller one to fill the tank separately. Find the time in which each type can fill the tank separately. Okay, so let's move to the solution. Okay, so let the time taken by the tap of smaller diameter is equal to x hours. Okay, so therefore time taken by the tap of larger diameter would be x minus 10, because it is taking larger diameter means more water will be coming out, right? So it would be x minus 10 hours, correct? So it's like that, right? Okay, so now total time taken, right? So and total time taken by both taps is given to us as 9 3/8 hours. So 9 3/8 hours, or I can write down into my improper fraction, so 72/75/8 hours. Okay, so this is all the information given in the question which I could assume and derive from it, right? So now I have to find the time taken by both to fill separately. Okay, now so that if my smaller diameter tap is taking x hours, right? So therefore in 1 hour, correct? So smaller diameter tap would fill 1 by x part, right? X part of tank. Okay, and larger diameter tap would fill 1 by x minus 10th part, correct? And together they would fill 8/75 part of the tank, right? So now I can compare. So now in 1 hour, my tap with a smaller tank will fill 1/8 part, and what larger diameter would fill 1/x minus 10th part, and that is equal to 8/17 5, right? So I have got this comparison. Now I have made an equation and I can solve it. So here, taking the LCM, x into x minus 10, and in the numerator I'll have x minus 10 plus x is equal to 8/75. Now simultaneously cross multiplying and solving. So 75 into 2x minus 10 would give me 8x into x minus 10. Okay, now here I can take 2 common. So 75 into 2 and x minus 5 is equal to 8x x minus 10. Okay, now this 2 and this I can cancel by 4. So 75x, and here multiplying 5/75 would give me 375. Okay, this is equal to 4x square minus 40x, correct? So now I will bring everything on the right hand side. So 4x square minus 40x minus 75x plus 375 is equal to 0. Okay, so 4x square minus 115x plus 375 is equal to 0. Okay, so I have got a quadratic equation as it is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. So now let's solve it. So here my sum is minus 115 and my product is equal to 375 into 4. So this would give me 2 and 28, 30 and 15. So this is product is equal to 1500. Okay, so I can clearly see that my numbers would be minus 100 and minus 15, right? So the sum would give me minus 115 and my product would give me 1500 positive. Okay, so this is my little bit of rough work here. Now let's substitute and split the middle term. So 4x square minus 100x minus 15x plus 375 is equal to 0. So here 4x is common, x minus 25. Here minus 15 is common, x minus 15, 2 times 30 and this, right? So my factors for this equation would be x minus 25 and 4x minus 15. Okay, now so therefore x would be equal to 25 or it would be equal to 15/4. So I have got two values for my one tap, right? So next tap is this is my time, right? Time taken. So I can say that time taken by the other tap. Other tap is the we assumed for the smaller diameter. So time taken by the larger diameter. So therefore time taken by the smaller diameter is 25 hours or 15/4 hours, correct? And therefore I can say time taken by the larger diameter tap. By the larger diameter tap is 25 minus 10, right, is equal to 15 hours or 15/4 minus 10. So that would give me minus this is 40 and 40 minus 15 is 25. So it's giving me 9 minus negative value, right? So now my time cannot be negative, correct? So I can write down as the time cannot be negative. Time taken cannot be negative. Therefore, time taken, I can just take it as 25. I can't take 15 by 4. By the smaller diameter tap is 25 hours, while the time taken by the larger diameter tap is 25 minus 10, so 15 hours, correct? So I can write down this as my answer, that the tap with the smaller diameter took 25 hours and the time taken by the larger diameter tap will be 15 hours if they fill separately. I have to find the time separately to fill the tank, right? To fill the tank separately, okay, so that's the answer. And we are done with 2 questions in this video. Next two more questions are left for this exercise, so those we can wait for the next video. So see you guys.